was burning my iPhone and it got hot. So anyway, back to what I was saying, because it's sitting directly in the sun. Let me see if I can move the placement of the phone. Hold up. Damn. Okay. Now I'm trying to cover it up so it doesn't get hot. I don't want the sun to like shine on it. Okay. Because I really want to get this out. Like, this is so serious. So I love the way Beyonce does not respond to things. Like, she, when she first came out, she's the epitome of, that you need a refund. No, it was sitting in the window and it's 84 degrees outside and it's like shining directly on my phone. So I'm covering it up with a blanket thing. Hopefully the heat don't hit it. But anyway, she is the epitome of you can do nothing and people will still talk about you. Period. So when she first came out, Beyonce used to do interviews, she used to talk, she used to do everything. But then people started talking about the way she talked. They started talking about the way she responded to things. And you know, so how do you fix that is you just don't say anything. So when you don't say anything, people cannot talk about you. But what happened? Now they're like, oh, she don't talk to her fans. She don't follow nobody. She thinks she better than folks. Well, when she was talking, you was talking about her. So I love the fact that if she responds to anything, it is only in her music or her visuals. And I think that is so genius because when she responds to it in her work, there's nothing you can say because, bitch, it's in my work. And if you say something about it, bitch, I'm still gonna get paid for it regardless. But just for me to express myself or talk about something on a live like I'm doing or in a post or a tweet, bitch, y'all can misconstrue it. You can do this, you can edit it, you can chop and screw it, you can put it on this blog, you can put it on that blog, you can make it look horrible. But when it's in my songs or when it's in my visuals, they ain't shit you can say. I had time to think about it. I can say what I want to say, and it is what the fuck it is. And I love that about her. And that's what I try to do. That's why, like, I don't try to respond to a lot of, like, arguing and stuff or when somebody says something about me. And it's way more peaceful. Janelle Monáe, she does the same thing. It's just you have to protect your peace. You do. Because people will twist a lot of your words. What else I was gonna say? That's why you see a lot of celebrities, they don't talk about like things that trust me, a lot of celebrities do want to talk about abortions or politics or this, and they want to talk about all of that. But you have 1 billion people in this world. Like, it's so many people, and you can't please them all. And if you talk about something or speak on something, you're going to offend somebody. So a lot of celebrities just be quiet. And it's sad that they have to be like that because it could stop a lot of brand deals. And I know people should say it shouldn't matter about the money. But if that is your livelihood and that is how you feed your family, you have to protect your family. So it's not that you're picking money over something. You're just saying, I'm just gonna control my peace. Because yeah, I don't know, because like there's a lot of stuff I be wanting to speak on, but I don't speak on it because then people start judging you like, oh, so you believe in this, and then when you try to say no, I meant it like this, well, oh, so you said it like that. I'm just gonna say nothing. And that's how it be. So that's why I tell people, if you're going to get on social media or become an athlete or anything, the one thing I tell folks is that your freedom is taken away. Like, your freedom of speech, your freedom, everything is taken away. You was in my dream. So why I said that, I say all this to say, there was a person who just commented on my YouTube, right? And she was like, Zoe, I love you, But how do you say you love God, but you cuss a lot? And that goes back to what I was just telling y'all. People are going to say a lot of things, and that somebody could have just got so mad. But how is me cussing not loving God? That's just something that I have to overcome in my path in life. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I told this person, and I pick and choose who I want to respond to. And so I told this person, I said, instead of you saying that, why didn't you just say, Zoe, I love you, but I can't wait till you slow down on cussing because I know you love God. And something like that. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So how are you going to tell me I don't love God because I'm cussing? That's like somebody's a drinker and you tell them they don't love God. No, we all have our own walks in life that we have to overcome, our own demons, our lustful things, our addictions. But it doesn't mean that you love God any less because you are going through something that you have to go through in life. So because I drink, I don't love God. Or because I say son of a bitch, or God, or gosh damn it, or God damn it, or fuck you, I don't love God. No, that's not true. It's just something I have to work on for myself. You get what I'm saying? Because God doesn't love me any less because I'm doing that. He doesn't love me any less because I'm drinking a beer. He's just sitting there saying, son, I can't wait till you stop. You know what I'm saying? Or that's what makes him different from us. That's what makes him, or he's not a him, or, that's what makes God different from humans, is because he doesn't look at us the way we look at each other. He doesn't judge us the way we judge each other. Because another person had hit me up and said, they said, I am a psychic or a prophet or something, a prophet. And she was like, God came to me and he told me to tell you that he was not pleased with you doing your Bible studies when you were living a homosexual life, or woo, 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 woo. Baby, God didn't tell you that. God did not tell you that, because God would have told you, even if you believe God doesn't like homosexuality, which I have my own thing about that, but let's just say I believe what you believe. And God told you that. God would have said, my daughter, he might be, he might be in the homosexual life, but let my son keep reading my Bible. Let my son keep preaching my word. And one day it might hit him, or you never know who he's reaching. So people, when you're a real believer in God, you think different. And I think different. I think totally different. And that's why a lot of people don't go to church, is because a lot of these Christians want to say that you have to walk this straight and narrow path and you got to be like this. Yes, God wants you to strive to be like him or live like the life he lived, but he knows that you are not going to be perfect. And you can't just sit out here and say, oh, he gonna forgive me, he gonna do this, and he don't care because he's a forgiving God. Nah, it don't work like that. As long as you are showing that you are progressing to be and walk in the way that he wants you to walk, and you wholeheartely believe that, then that's cool. It's just, it's a lot. It's steps. I don't know. I'm just different. I'm different. And I don't know. I know there's a Bible. I know that the Bible has what it says. But again, the Bible was written and it has been rewritten, and it's so many different things. And what I believe, you don't have to believe me. You don't have to. This is my thing. I don't believe in religion. God is not Muslim. He's not Jehovah's Witness. He's not Christian. He's not a religion. I, in my heart, feel that all that stuff was made. I feel like all that stuff was, I don't know. And God is just love. And I feel like that's why it says you have to have a personal relationship with him for yourself. That's what I feel. Because how does it say in the Bible, and I'm going to leave it alone because I don't like to make people upset. And this is why I don't talk about the Bible, because people get mad. How how is God saying that no sin is greater than another, but then you turn around and you say that if you are homosexual, you're going straight to hell? I don't understand how that is. I just don't understand it, especially when I'm not out here hurting anybody. I'm loving people. I'm doing this. And I know they say you're supposed to, reproduce and bring life and things like that. That's why he made man and woman, or whatever the case may be. But then there's also some women who are born and they can't have children. So what about, they can't reproduce? You get what I'm saying? I don't know. Don't quote me. I know, don't quote me. This is just my questions that I talk to God, and one day he will give me whatever answer he wants to give me. So don't say that I'm trying to. This a lot, okay, you guys? So anyway, and then it's like, what about, this is a lot, okay, you guys? It's just a lot. These are the questions that I ask, and I have to find out for myself, okay? So, and then what about the people who put all these children in foster care because you are abusive parents, or because you were straight and you didn't want to take care of your kid because you weren't ready for your child? But then you have a person like me who's like, I want to have a child, but because I'm homosexual, whatever, I can't. I'm not finna do anything to the child. I'm not finna abuse the child. I really just want a child. And I go to a foster care and I take care of that child, give that child the best life, and raise that child. That child turns out to be the straight child that everybody wants it to be. God's gonna punish me because I like them. I don't know. It's just a lot. And then it says in the Bible that God created you in his image and he knew you before you even knew yourself. And I know we were born into a world of sin, and maybe people may think that the gay is the part of the sin. I don't know. It's just a lot. It's a lot that I think about. It's a lot that I ask, and I just tell him, whatever it is that you want me to know for myself, let me know. And that's why I say, and he also says, to be saved, you have to know that he died for your sins, and to know that he's God. And it's just a lot of that. And that's the stuff that I know. That's the stuff that I know. So I in my heart, I just don't feel that he hates me as a person. Now, I know he doesn't hate me. Some people say, well, he doesn't hate you. He just doesn't like the lifestyle that you live. But when I also was me reading, those people were practicing things in the Bible that weren't good. They were out there doing molestation and prostitution and things like that. Those are not good. They're not of God. But I feel if you just loved a person, I don't know. It's a lot. 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 Because, and like my pastor said one day in church, he said this in church. He was like, you can live your whole life as a Christian and be saved and do it. And he said, look at it like this. You live your whole life as a Christian, right? And be saved. But then you slip up one day and do something wrong, and you didn't get the chance to say, God, forgive me. He was like, so what? That person can go to hell. He was trying to make an analogy, y'all. I'm not saying exactly how he said it. And he said somebody could live their whole life as a sinner, and then one day something could happen and they just be like, God, forgive me. I am so sorry, and wholeheartedly mean it. And they just drop dead one day and they go straight to heaven. So he was like, never judge anybody. He said it and it makes a whole lot of sense, but it's just like, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I just hate when people, I just hate when people try to make it seem like somebody is less than of somebody else. I don't like that. I don't like that. We all have something that we're doing in life that someone else is doing. So we all have something that we're doing in life that someone might not like. That's what I meant to say. Okay? And I hate that. Like, there's people who smoke weed. I don't like weed. I don't smoke weed. I think weed is gross. I have a strong dislike towards weed. I used to smoke it, but then I was just like, this new weed, I feel like there's chemicals on it. It makes people depressed. It fucks with your mood. Some people can't function without it. You can't eat. You need it to eat. And I'm just like, I don't like it. It makes you somebody else. And so but I'm not judging you. Or somebody could be an alcoholic and they become abusive on alcohol, but I'm not judging you. You get what I'm saying? Like, somebody could be a beater, but I'm not saying you deserve hell or this. I'm saying you deserve to get yourself together, but I'm not gonna judge you or think you're just this. I don't know. I'm a different type of person. I don't know. Even with people who, I don't like to say everything. Even with people who like murderers, I don't believe in it. I've said this before. I don't believe in the death penalty, but I do feel you should get punished, meaning going to jail. But should you get killed? No. But should you go to jail for what you've done? Yes, because you're not supposed to be out here taking someone's life. No. There's no excuse for that. Nothing. But I don't feel that person should get the death penalty. And a lot of people disagree with me when I say that, but that's just how I feel. And I feel that person should be able to sit in that jail and realize this is what you did, and you need to live with what you've done. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully you find yourself while you're sitting in that cell and you ask God to please deliver you from whatever was going on in your life that caused you to just feel you're supposed to go and rob somebody and do this. And I don't know. Yes, and my mom always says that in my grandfather always said that in church. Everybody that God called on was not perfect. He always said they were all a little bit crazy. And maybe this is, you never know what he has for me when I get 50 or when I become 60 years old. You never know what my life is going to be. I may be sitting in my bed one day at 60 years old and be like, you know what, God? I lived a crazy life. I don't even like men no more. You don't know. Not saying it's wrong, not saying it's right, but like they said, God knew you before you knew yourself. And maybe this was my path in life for me to, because when I meet a bunch of heterosexual men and straight women and everything, I get people to see life for what it is. And why am I getting emotional? Like, with my dad, I say this all the time. It even changed my lifestyle, even changed him as a person. You know what I'm saying? He was just like every heterosexual male who was fucking evil to gay people. You know what I'm saying? He was evil to gay people, not evil like one to fight him, but just the nasty words like sissy and faggot and all that stuff. And now it has changed him as a man to make him a better man. It's just, you never know. My mom, she is a pastor, and all her life, all she knew was the Bible. It's the Bible, it's the Bible. And she's never judged anybody. She, like, people like, how your mama didn't know you was gay or whatever? Ooh, she's only known the Bible her entire life. And now having a son that lives like this, it had to make her look at life for life. Like, she had to just look at life and know that life is real. And she always tell me, Zoe, she's like, I know what I was raised on, and She could have easily been like those Bible Belt people who were like, no, I'm not accepting it and I'm not accepting you. But because she really loves God and God loves my mother, thank God she has beat cancer 3 times. That's how I know she is God's daughter. She was like, you know what? I'm going to love you regardless because you are my child. She's like, now I may not accept what you do in life, because she said, not because I don't want to accept it, but she said, but because what I was raised on. However, she still is willing to understand and learn things. And it may not be how she feels it should be, but it is allowing her to understand that God made a lot of different people. I don't know. We will never know until it's our time to lay down in that casket, whatever the case may be. We will never know. But what I always encourage people is to live the best to your ability to being a good person. Spreading positivity, putting out love, helping people. That is what I tell people to do, because that is what God did. No matter how you live, not no bad stuff. Now I ain't talking about you. You know what I'm saying? You out here killing, but then you say, "Oh, I love God," or you rob and say, "I love God," or I don't know. Things like that is not of, I feel it's just not of God. Killing and robbing and stealing, that's just not of God. You're hurting people. But I don't feel loving on a person or dating a person is not of God. I feel like he put humans here to love each other. But he didn't put us here to kill and rob, but he put us here to love each other, if that makes sense. I don't know. We're not all going to agree, which is okay. It is totally okay. But it's totally okay. But it's just mighty funny how, and I always say this, I am the gay one that's supposed to be going to hell, but the ones who are straight are the ones who and you're supposed to be Christian, you're the ones that are actually, I don't agree with this, and why you want to be a trans woman, or why you want to be that, or why you want to be a thug, or it's like, but I'm the one who always sees the good in people, but I'm gonna be the one going to hell. That's just crazy to me. I try to see the good in everybody. Like, I try to see the good in everybody. Like I tell y'all, I be dating, like I've dated hood folks, and every time I date a hood person or whatever, I try to let them know that there's so much more to life than how they're living. It says, there's so much more to life than how you're living. I'm like, you don't have to live like this. Well, you don't know where I come from, Zoe, and it's hard. I know it's hard. Everybody has something in life that is hard. Like, you might have grown up in the projects, right? Let's say you grew up in the projects and y'all was on food stamps, but you had your mom and daddy. Let's say this person who grew up in the suburbs, their mama died. Their mama died when they was 7, and then daddy died when they was 13. That's hard. You get what I'm saying? So everybody has something in life that is hard. It's it's how you react to what you're going through. You get what I'm saying? It's how you react to whatever situation you are placed in. Are you going to let it consume you, or are you going to figure a way to get out of it? There's a way out of everything. The devil is extremely busy, and he feeds on the weak. He knows how to get you. If he can't get you, he's going to go for your family. If he can't get your family, he's going to go for your children. If he can't get your children, he's going to go for your lover. He knows how to get you to make you be like, life is just lifing. But you have to turn around and be like, you know what? I see what you're doing, but I got this, and I'm not worried about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at life. I be like, he's trying me. He's trying me right now, but I'm not gonna let that happen. And you have to just keep going. And it's not easy. It's not easy. But when you're aware, and this is why I go to church, and this is why I tell people you have to find a good, and this is why I believe in God, because, and even like some people like, God ain't real. Well, if I find out at the end of my time that he ain't real, well, honey, I believe you though. Honey, that man got me through so much. So let me keep believing in something that gives me peace and love. So like, that's why I tell people you have to go to church. You got to go to church. And it has to be a good one. It can't, I don't go to mega churches. You got to go to church, because when you go to church, you don't read the Bible at home every day, because we're out here, we're running around, you're going to work. Some people working 12 hours, 8 hours, and you got to come home to your children. Then you got to, then you party with your friends. And if you're not partying with your friends, then you at home tired. So it's just life, just be lifing. But one day, just one day is all he's asking for. It's Sunday. I know you got a job, and some of your jobs don't let you go to church on a Sunday, but try. I told my job, I said, look, I can't work on those Sundays, and y'all ain't gonna make me. So every job I had, I never worked on Sunday. But that's why I go to church, and it's a good one, because when you go through situations in life, those scriptures, it's just something about it. It's just something about it that I don't know. And that's another reason why I know God is extremely real. I just know it. Because I just know it. I just know it. I'm stopping because I don't want to cry. And because I was talking about it to myself when I was in the bed last night, and I was just like, okay, hold on. I be having talks to myself. Geminis, we talk to ourselves. I was just like, God, I don't know why. Okay. I was like, I don't know. Jesus Christ. Hold on. Okay. I was like, I don't know why you gave me the life that you gave me. Because I was like, hold on, you guys. Hold on. It's not that I'm sad. It's just these talks that I have with myself always confirm with me that he's amazing. So hold on. So I'm not sad. I'm not going through nothing. I'm not depressed. These are just confirmations. Like, boom. When I was talking to my friend, and I was like, he was like, I don't know how to pray, Zoe, because he was in the hospital. And he was like, I don't know how to pray. And I was just like, See, he's talking to me now. Hold up. Okay. I was like, talk to him how you talk to your mom. I was like, talk to him how you talk to your mom when you're going through something, or when you're asking for money from mama. Like, oh, mama, can I get some money? Or mama, I need help with this. Or I have a best friend that's da-da-da-da-da. I was like, just talk to him. I was like, you love your mom, right? He was like, yeah, I love my mama. I was like, well, the same way you talk to your mama and you love your mama, I was like, talk to him that same way. I was like, I'm not sad, I promise you. I was like, I am a softie. I'm not sad or anything. I'm a softie. So I was like, talk to him how you talk to your mama. And he was like, okay. And he was like, so how do you know when you hear from him? I was like, because he's a hood guy. I was like, you don't hear a voice. Well, I was like, well, I don't. I was like, God will speak to you through things that you've asked for, or just in life itself. You could be watching a TV show and it's a question that you ask God, and you could be watching a TV show and you could be like, oh my God, that is what I was talking about. I think it'll be just something random. It'll just be something just random. And when you're in tune with him like that, you'll be like, oh my God, that's him. Like, that is what, like, he's talking to me. And so, the other night he's like, okay, I'm gonna try it. And I was like, okay, cool. So the other night I was, in my bed, and I was just like, God, I don't know why you gave me the life you gave me. I was just like, I went to high school, I graduated, I quit college. And I was just like, but all through school, I was just the class clown. I was just having fun. I knew I wanted, tighten up. I knew I wanted to be an actor. I knew I wanted to be a choreographer. I used to love music. Like, I don't know, I never could lie to my mom about anything. Like, I was a really good kid. I could never lie to her about nothing. So that's why when I knew I liked guys, I knew at a young age, from like 5th grade, I knew I liked guys. And all through middle school and high school, I knew I was hiding it. I would have girlfriends, woo, yada, yada, yada. So then one day somebody called the house, told her I was gay. I lied and said I wasn't, because I had a relationship where I could just tell her everything. And, because she was in church, she just taught us that lying was not right. So, I was just like, I cannot lie to my mama. I just cannot lie to her. So I told her the truth. Anyway, so I was a good kid. You know what I'm saying? I tried to never get in trouble, because I didn't want to get a whooping. That's why I believe in whoopings. That's why I believe in the Bible where it says, spare the rod, spoil the child. I believe in that. I'm not saying beat your children. There's a difference between beating and correcting. And my mom corrected. She allowed me to, everybody has their own vision on it. She didn't beat me like, it was a whooping, which is probably 3 hits. Not like a, it was just like a correction to let me know that this is not what you're supposed to do. When you go to school and you talk back to those teachers, it's a discipline. Just like in life, if you get in trouble, you go to jail, or you get a ticket, or you get fired from your job. It is a correction. And that is how I looked at my spankings. I didn't fear my mama because of no belt. I didn't fear my mom because, and I feared because I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be mad. She's gonna be upset. That is what I was afraid of. Like, I did not want to upset her, but I knew I had a choice. Zoe, do you want to do the right thing, or do you want to go home and get that spanking? And so even if I did do the wrong thing, I chose to do that, and I knew that I was going to go home and get that spanking. It's going to all come back around, y'all. So I believe in that. So I was a good kid coming up, period. But we did have a little mouth, because the one thing that my mom wanted us to have was a freedom of speech, because she said when she was growing up, her father did not give her the freedom of speech, because she was like, he believed that kids do not need to speak back, because as a child, you think as a child, you know what I'm saying? So you don't know things that adults know. You do know your emotions, you do know how you feel, but you shouldn't be able to just say whatever you want. So she allowed us to say whatever we want. And by her doing that, we start getting a little bit of the big head. And that after a while, she was like, now I see why my parents didn't allow us to just speak our mind, because y'all sometimes talk too much. And that's when she had to start popping us in the mouth, because we were talking too much, and now we stopped thinking that we was a child and we could speak to an adult any kind of way. And she didn't like that. And she said now she sees why her daddy did that. And that's why I just love old school, because old school, it was different. And I know this new gentle parenting stuff, you love that, but life is not gentle. It's not. And that's why I feel like there's a lot of depressed kids out here, and a lot of kids who don't know how to deal with life, because there is a lot of gentle parenting. And people aren't your family's gonna be gentle, but this world ain't. This world is a dog eat dog world. Anyway, so I was a good kid. So I started to grow up. I lived life, but even while I was living life, I always, even from middle school to high school, I never was afraid to talk about God. I always talked about God. I always went to church. This, that. Like, I was battling with the homosexuality thing. I was telling God to save me. I tried to rebuke myself. I was crying in my room, like, because I just felt like I didn't want to disappoint my family. So anyway, speeding it up, how I talked in my bed, I said, God, I don't know why you gave me this life. I went to high school. I dropped out of college. I didn't know what I was going to do. I've always wanted to be a dancer or actor. Like, why did you pick me out of my brother who graduated college? He's an amazing person. My sister graduated, went back, got another degree. Now she wants to go back and get her master's. Like, why me? Like, and I feel like I don't know. I just feel like, because I've always been that person to help people. Like, I've always helped people. And I feel like this is him repaying me, saying, you deserve it. Because, like, even when I was like 18, my friend got kicked out, and I stopped everything for myself, got an apartment, and I helped my friend. I've always been that person to help people. So that's why when I put on my page the other day, and when I was like, check on your friends, because I was really upset, you guys. This is gonna be my mukbang. I always help so many people. And it's like, I don't need people helping me financially, but sometimes it'd be good for somebody to be like, do you want me to take you out to eat? Or, cause like, I don't expect things. Like, do you want me to take you out to eat? Zoe, are you good today? You know what I'm saying? But I'm always like checking on folks or helping somebody. And now that even when I didn't have money, I was helping. And now that I got money, it's like, now it's even more. And I do not know how to say no sometimes. I used to always fuss at my mom about that, but now I get it, because you be like, but then sometimes it's draining, because it hurts you in the end, because it's like, are you only come to me for that? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you genuinely love me? Or are you coming because you know I can't say no? So, So anyway, it's like, so before my birthday, I had helped someone, and then it was just like, you didn't hear from them. And I was just like, damn, that's why I was like, I don't even want to celebrate my birthday. I just want to sit at home. I want to do this, because it's like, no one ever comes to you and be like, here's for being such a great friend. Here's for being so amazing. You know what I'm saying? I know, and I don't look for it, but it's just, sometimes everybody wants a little love, you know? I don't know. But I feel that's why he blessed me with what he blessed me with, is because I'm not ashamed to say how amazing he is. I'm not ashamed to talk about my testimonies. I'm not ashamed. Despite of what people may think about my lifestyle, I'm not ashamed. And so I'm here to tell you guys Do not be afraid to say how amazing he is. If you get a 10-cent raise on your job, or you got a job, do not go out here saying, oh, I got that job, y'all. I work hard because I'm smart and I put in so much work. Yeah, you did, but God allowed you to do that. So the first thing you need to say is, girl, God got me that job. And then say, because he made me a hard worker. He allowed me to get up in the morning and put this drive in me. You didn't do it on your own. A lot of us like to sit here and get self-righteous and think we did it because you worked hard, because you put in all them hours and time, and because you figured out how to get your baby to the daycare and this. I don't ever say that. I always be like, man, God did it, child. He did this. Like, I just always give him so much praise. I really, 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 really do. I really do. Despite what anybody think about my lifestyle and praising God, I give him praise. And I think that's why I've continued to get blessed. And I hear my mama say it all the time. And it be so real. She'll be like when we was growing up, she would always say in church, she'll be like, hey, y'all, now that I'm older, it's so real. She'll be like, there will be times like she'll say, I spent my last on this or whatever. Not her, it's not really your last, but you know, you'll be getting like a little low. She'll be like, I paid this, but I don't know. I just woke up one day and then I had more money. That be so real. That be so real. It be so real. It be so real. Like, I'll be like, not that I like it. I don't want to. It be so real. I'll be like, God, where did this come from? Like, where did this come from? You just keep blessing me. Like, it's real, y'all. It's so real. It's so real. It's so real. I'm like, what? I don't know. And so every time I pray, I just always be like, God, I know I do social media, and I'm like, I know I got to get old one day. And I just be like, this one day is going to end. You know what I'm saying? It's going to end one day, and I don't work nowhere else. And I just be like, whatever you got for me, let me get it. And I may not be in a movie yet. I may not have my lounge yet, but I promise y'all gonna remember this conversation. And I promise y'all, he is going to have it set up for me that whenever my social media career is over with, he gonna have me good. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. And I believe it. If I don't, pass away, whatever, watch what I say, and I believe it, and I claim it, and I know it. And that's another reason I be saying God is real too, because I've always said I wanted a Mustang. Growing up, I was like, ooh, I love Mustangs. Y'all, I used to love them SS Mustang, them GT Mustangs, old school. I said, oh, I'm gonna get a Mustang. Y'all, I done had 3 Mustangs. I saw these apartments when I was growing up. I was like, I'm gonna live right there. I said, I'm gonna live right there. I've said this on my mukbangs before too. And I lived right there. I was getting a house, and I was like, I'm gonna get this house. I'm gonna live right here. And my mom was like, no, you need to go live over here. Which, me being hardhead, I should listen to her, because I could have had more land for a cheaper price and a bigger house. But because sometimes you just gotta just do your own dreams and live your own life. Your parents allow you to do that, but then when you do it, you be like, damn, I should have listened to mama. So, but it's okay. I'm all right. I was like, no, I want this house. They denied me, right? They denied me the house. They said I couldn't get the loan. Whoop, 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 whoop. I said, I'm going to get this house. And so I could have gave up, felt bad, and said whatever. I said, no, this one's mine. I said, I'm going to build my house on this land right here. And baby, I tell you, I built my house on that land right there, and that was my house. So I taught my 3 Mustangs. I lived where I said I was going to live. And baby, I built my house where I said I was going to build my house. And I'm telling you, you cannot have weak faith. Like, you cannot have weak faith. You can't. It got, like, when you say it, you gotta mean it. And like my granddaddy always said, and oh my God, I miss him so much. That was a very powerful man in Christ. He always said, I got distracted. Oh my God, go back. I hate my mind. It was weak faith. Why you do that? Oh, why you do that, Zoe? It was, you can't have a weak faith. And I was talking about, I manifested that. Go back, Zoe. Ooh, because I had the other topic in my head, because everything is it's just all coming out right now. Yes, my granddad. It was just, everything was trying to come out of, oh my God. Yes, it's the weak faith. There it go. Yes. When you are asking, stop smoking, I don't smoke. When you ask for something, God will come to you when you are desperate. Sometimes we ask, there it go. Sometimes we ask for stuff just because we want it. Not because you need it. So when I wanted that house, I was desperate. I was at a place in my life where I did not want to live at home. I didn't want to live in my apartment no more. I knew this was for me. I knew it. God answers you when when you are on your knees and you are crying out to him and you are desperate and you're like, God, I need you. That's how I was when I wanted that house. It wasn't just, oh, I want that house. I knew it. It's a different type of cry. It's a different type of, I want it. It was a different type of, I want that Mustang. I want, it was a different. And every time I had that feeling and I meant it, he did it. So when you lose a job and you be like, oh God, I want a job, please. It ain't gonna work like that. It don't work like that. And I don't know how deep y'all are in Christ or whatever. But I don't know if y'all have ever noticed, whenever you really, really are just almost about to give up, that breakthrough that you wanted comes through. That's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say he's talking to you. And that's when you're supposed to be like, God, thank you. Some of us won't say thank you. We'll think ooh, girl, my luck, girl. Ooh, child, I don't know. I don't know. That is that moment. He was like, I wanted you to trust me. I wanted you to trust me. I don't know if that's ever happened to y'all, but when you're just, it's on that verge when you're just about to just be like, fuck all this, just fuck it, and it happens, and you be like, girl, I got the job, or I don't know how I got. Yes, you do. And that is, he wants to see how much you trust him. And it's just so real. It's so real. And I just don't know how people don't believe. I just don't know how people don't believe in God. Or whatever higher power you believe in. I cannot see how, because how are we here? And then I'm gonna end it, I'm gonna get off. But my question is to people is, how are we here? How did we get here? Even if it's from a evolution of monkeys and cavemen or whatever you believe in, how did they get here? What created them? What created the depths of the sea? We can't even go that far down to even know what is down there. That is just so wild to me, that people could sit on this earth and just look at all of this. Two people can have boom, 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 and create a life. Like, that is crazy. Like, even animals, like, the way they survive, the way they know how to do their thing. Like, somebody said Anunnaki. Okay, cool. How did they get here? What created them? Like, that is my question to everything when somebody says anything else. What created them? Somebody says aliens. Well, what created them? So that's what created an alien? And if at the end of the day, the alien is God, then okay, that is it. But what created that? That is just my question to everything when people say, oh, it's this. Well, what created it, baby? Because y'all keep saying how did the first animal even get here? You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I tell people when they say they don't believe in God. Something had to create all of this. Like, how did the first animal even get here? You know, that you can't just say, oh, an egg popped up, because how did that egg get here? So I don't know. That's just what I believe. I'm not telling y'all to believe anything. I'm not trying to push nothing on you. But I just know my life has been really good with what I believe in. And I'm going to continue believing that, because I don't know how, and I know how I got where I got today. It was from God first, then great parents, and then me being an extremely hard worker. I'm an extremely hard worker. I am. And I could be farther along, but I've gotten very comfortable, and I need to get out of that comfort zone, because the devil can be busy with that too. He can put laziness on you. There's a thing in the Bible about being lazy. I can't remember the verse or whatever, but I have to get out of that comfort stage. Like, you know, like when your life is just good and you're like, okay, I'm just good with life, but you still be wanting more. So now you're starting to doubt yourself, or whatever the case may be. You got to get up out of that, and you got to let that go. So, but when I wanted to get out of my mom's house, I worked. I was on grind mode. I was making videos. I was doing this. I was doing that. I was doing this. Then when I got in my, but then I that's how I got on Wildin' Out, because I was working. And I was hustling. Like, it wasn't a day I wasn't posting videos. I wasn't doing this. I was working. Like, there ain't a day y'all didn't get on social media and it's like, boom, there goes Zoe.